This is a trigger warning for the following episode since we speak about mental health, so we will be speaking about some sensitive topics. This is also a disclaimer that we use some dark humour and bad words as well, so if this is not the podcast for you, you can scroll on, but if this sounds good to you, come in. So, welcome back to episode 2 of Mental Health and Me, and this week we have Diona Doherty, who is a writer, comedian, podcaster, mommy, milf, everything you name it, and can we also exclusively reveal that her new album is out next week and she'll be performing a song from it at the end of the podcast.
Yes. It's going to be a big hit.
It's a banger.
It's just the alphabet. That's it.
Just the alphabet and the Wayne school in the background.
Yeah.
So we know each other a wee bit from school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously there's a lot more to you than everything we just listed.
Yes.
So this is the part that we want to talk about, the part that people don't really know.
Okay.
So tell me what you remember about me in school and I'll tell you what I remember about you in school. All the nice things.
There was a group of girls in our year that were tall and blonde. A lot of them.
Tall and blonde?
Just like tall blonde girls. You didn't get blonde till later on in school.
Because I went through an emo.
That is out you there not being a natural blonde.
No, I went through my emo phase.
Yeah.
Jet black. Marilyn Manson vibes.
I remember that. Yeah.
Because you said to me
once. Did I? My brother was back into Marilyn Manson as well, so I think I was a big lover of people who... Were you considered a freak?
Don't know. I don't know what I thought I was back then. I was still trying to find myself.
Because in every town and city, there's different names for those groups.
Were you a freak?
We were
I'm
freaks.
still a freak.
Because I'll be like talking to people in Belfast or Dublin or wherever else, and they're like, what's really rude? And I'm all, no, you're like a self-confessed freak. It's like a goth, but not really a goth, but not really a skater, sort of like alternative.
I was trying to figure out who and what it was, and I didn't know.
Aren't we all still?
Still don't know.
Aren't we all still?
Even with the blonde hair, still no idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's working for you.
So
but that's what I remember. I remember you to being relatively popular and funny. I always remember you being funny.
So one of the country's top comedians just said that I'm funny. Can I get that printed out and stick it on my back?
We'll write it on this.
Diona Doherty said.
I have funny.
Like I have footage of it now.
I have funny. Like I don't give a shit what she says.
Hi.
Yeah. That's really it. Like, I mean, I think whenever you're that age, like whenever you're, especially when you're like in your mid to late teens and you're in school, you're going through so many changes week to week that you're like so self-absorbed. That
you really are.
Not me. I mean, you mean me. All of us.
General.
That you're just like your whole world is like what's happening that day, that week, and I think that's you're so consumed. Marty Wee, he's like still one of my best friends who was our year in school, and she would often tell me, she'd be like, "Joe," and she lives in Derry, which is different because I haven't lived in Derry in 18 years.
So you literally left when you left Thornhill?
I went to uni and I never came back. They wouldn't have me. They were like, "You're gone."
No, I thought that you were put out of Derry.
I was, they would just like leave, and I mean, even today, they're like, you've got about 6 hours and you've got to get back down the M2. Is it the M2 or the M1? M2. M1. I don't live in Belfast, I live half an hour outside of Belfast, so I go on the M1 then to get to my house.
Okay.
Anyway, that's just motorway talk, isn't it? So I feel like, you know, like during those years, like Marty, she would often be like, "Do you remember Thingy from our class? Remember you sat beside her in Spanish for 19,000 years?" And I'll be like, "I can't remember that person."
No.
So I have a really bad time at remembering half the things about school.
So we have this, Roshi and Gemma, still my good friends. In our group chat, we message each other and I'd be like, "Did this happen, Roisin?" Because she remembers everything. But it was 18 years ago. Like, I don't remember what I had for my dinner yesterday.
Yeah.
Never mind what happened in history 18 years ago.
And like 18 years ago would have been when you were leaving. You're talking like 25 years ago when you started.
So now we're revealing our age and the fact that we could possibly have Botox, which we don't.
No, that's like a quarter of a century ago. No.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's such a long time.
What do you see what I have over here? See, can you pass me over? It's Miss O'Hara.
Here, she's still about, isn't she?
Aye.
Now, Miss O'Hara was our music teacher.
She's great.
Have you got her face printed on this or something?
No. Are you in the Thornhill past people?
Aye. Oh, did you buy that?
Aye.
Did
you not wear it? I wear it in work all the time when I'm cold.
No. Do you know why?
I am a proud Thornhillian. Are you not?
So am I, but I don't live in Derry. If I
no one
wore
would
that, people would be like, "What are you talking about?"
They'd be like, "What's that?" Proudly waves the Mercia banner. Like, what's that mean?
That would be like a unicult.
Basically.
I am in that Facebook page. And I'll tell you what, I joined the Facebook page purely just being like, someday she's going to post something about me. Someday
did she not?
She has.
Oh, that's good.
She was like, God love her, she got on the PR train. She was like, do you know what show's going to be in the Millennium Forum? It was like a show or something at one point, so she like posted about that in it one day, and I was all still waiting on my call to come do a talk, but it's fine.
Oh, have you not been to Thornhill yet?
No, I've never been. You've been back to Thornhill?
Aye.
Why?
To do like a photo shoot of She Became a such and such, so I don't know why you weren't there.
No, there's other people who are more important to invite than me. There's lots like you.
But why did they ask me?
No, because you're like a dairy businesswoman.
My niece is a teacher there now. That's how old I am. My niece is a teacher in my old secondary school, and she sent me a photo of me as She Became like
That's
an entrepreneur.
brilliant.
I know, on this like wall of fame, you know.
Aye.
So Miss O'Hara needs to get you on the wall of fame.
They're not going to be like, she became this girl who tells dick jokes. Like, they can't be bothered. They'll just be
But
like,
now you've got a banger dropping next week. You're an opera singer.
yes,
More or less. So
that's true.
She became a singer.
But then our year as well had like Marie Carlin, who's done really well. Like, she's a singer in
That's right.
Celtic Woman.
Aye.
Like, there's loads of people and there's loads of Thornhill alumni who are doing better things than I.
No,
So-
but I really loved our year in Thornhill.
Yeah.
Because I think we were kind of the last before Facebook started being, and then imagine Snapchat. Imagine growing up in that age now.
Awful.
Like, if I'm a 36-year-old woman and I compare myself to AI robots on Instagram, I'd be like, why do I not look like that?
I know.
Imagine being so young back then and trying to
I
figure
have-
that all out.
I have 3 stepsons that are 16, 18 and
Oh,
21.
really?
Yeah, I became their stepmom when they were 3, 5 and 8.
So I was going to ask you, because I know you went for IVF,
Mm-hmm.
so I was going to ask,
Mm-hmm.
when did you know that Sean was firing blanks? But he
Well,
wasn't, so
he
it was
had
you.
a vasectomy. That's why we did IVF. A lot of people don't
Right.
realise. I say it all the time though, like whenever, and it's a strange thing because Sean has 3 children. He was married before. He had 3 kids.
What age is Sean?
41. So
Oh
he
my
got
God.
his first child when he was 19. Yeah. So he was really young, and he had 3 kids by the time he was 25.
Oh my God.
So he was really young.
Aye.
But he's from Lurgan, so he was basically a granda age.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Like,
Aye, that's like,
do you not have
hurry
3?
up.
Yeah, of course you're going to have 3
Aye.
kids by the time you're 25. I'm only joking, anyone from Lurgan, it's very offensive.
Don't get me, what do you call it, cancelled, please.
He had the 3 kids. We met when the boys were 3, 5 and 8. And very quickly, Sean and I established that we were going to get married and whatever. And I was like, I think I was 23 when I was with Sean and living with these 3 kids.
Oh my
and
God.
it was such an adjustment. It was really difficult.
It's a lot to take on.
I was so young, and I was and at times really resentful of it because I, was really ambitious and wanted to like make a career in performing, and any money I was making was now going stretching further than what it would have if it was just me. It's like I now have a family to support. I have 3 stepsons, so I'm now paying for like school uniforms and dinners and all these things when I'm in my early 20s, and so it felt like a bit of like, it was such an adjustment. And then we always knew that if we wanted to have, we just thought we could get his vasectomy reversed, which is what we did. Like we tried to get it reversed and it didn't work. Funnily enough, so we really I think 10 steps ahead of most people. Rags, Sean's shite. Sean's like, you don't need to think about something that's happening.
I think
so far
that's
in
a woman
advance.
thing as well, though. Women, we literally jump ahead.
Yeah, you're
Aye.
like thinking so far away. I realised really early, I was like, I wasn't bothered about having kids that much. Like, it wasn't really in my sphere because I was so young and I really wanted a big career, and I was like, I don't have time to have kids right now. It was like something I'd do when I'm like closer to 40.
That's good to hear, though, because I felt like that.
Yeah.
I was 29 when I had Dannon, and that in my family, I was old because my
Yeah.
sisters were like
Really
16.
young. Yeah.
They were like coming on pregnant, but I was like kind of a wee bit selfish if you think about it now, because I was so afraid. I was like, I don't want to get up during the night.
I know.
I don't want to half my wage for this baby.
I know. But also, like, you don't realise until you have it. They're there all the time.
I was just born like 8 years ago, and it just doesn't go away.
No, he's like,
just there.
This is so annoying. They're always there. So we like, Sean went down to get a vasectomy reversal. He got the reversal. It didn't work. But before he went in for the reversal, he got this letter through, and it was for a colonoscopy. And now he'd been on a list to get this vasectomy reversed for maybe a year and a half. And this letter came in for a colonoscopy. Sean was like, oh, I've got an appointment. And I was like, oh, sweet. But I didn't read the letter. It's his letter. And a couple of weeks later, I looked at the letter and I was all, Sean, that's for a colonoscopy. And he was like, yeah. They must need to put a camera up my arse for some reason. Like, it must be part of it. And I went, that's not part of a vasectomy reversal.
No, that's not the way it goes.
No, I said, that's not. So I was like, that is not right. So I rang up and I was like, why is he going on for a colonoscopy? And they went, oh, he's been on the wrong list. And I told Sean, see if it was up to you. You'd have been on there. The camera would have been up your back end and you'd have been on to the doctor. At what point can I get my wife pregnant? And they'd have been like, what are you talking about?
That's the NHS for
but he would have went along and been in there and done that appointment for no reason.
So how long, you got married first and then you had?
Yeah.
So how long were you married before you started trying for a family?
Oh, we'd been trying since before we got married. It took us about 7 years.
After the vasectomy reversal?
Aye.
7 years?
The vasectomy reversal never worked. He got it done and it didn't work.
Right, okay.
So then it's the process, I think, from starting it, like making that phone call to get the vasectomy reversal to having winter was about 7 years.
So it never worked? Did you have to go for the full IVF?
Yeah. So we went,
then?
yeah. So we then went to like the Belfast Fertility Clinic to get like, you have to be assessed to like medically for them to know if you're like even, you fit the criteria for somebody who could get IVF, if it would be viable, if it would work potentially. So we went and did all the tests or whatever and they were like, yeah, you're a candidate, you can do IVF. And then they were like, but you can't get any for free. But you usually get 2 goes in the NHS.
I heard that before.
But we weren't allowed any because Sean already had kids. Which is an absolute fucking joke because I know people who have done IVF who their partners have kids. I know people who have done IVF who have already had 1 child and are trying to have their second and can't get pregnant with their second and they get a go in the NHS. And I think I should have contested it at the time.
So why do you think that they told
I honestly think somebody misinformed me. I honestly think somebody went, no, you'll not be able to. And then I was so just like, naive, disheartened and sad about the whole thing that I was just like, I just want the fastest route for this. To go and I was like, I'll just save. And we'd 0 money, like we'd no money. We were in massive debt to do it.
Oh my God.
And we had no choice but to fund it ourselves. And then I was like, there's no way we can afford to do it in this country. At the time, we'd no money. And I mean, so we did ours in the Czech Republic.
So you flew out there?
Yeah, loads of times. Mm-hmm.
So talk me through. So obviously I have an idea of what IVF would entail, but if you're going to another country now to do it, that's completely different then.
It's completely different because you're not monitored as closely. If you were doing it here, you'd be brought in. So during your like protocol process where you're injecting and measuring hormones and doing all that there, that goes on for about a month, sometimes up to 6 weeks before you get your eggs taken out.
Yeah.
And you would be monitored every day. Your bloods would be taken, your blood pressure, all those things. And then they can adjust the amount of, whatever dosage you're getting of stuff. When you do it from abroad, you're literally being given a general prescription. You buy your medication online, your injections, and you do all your injections yourself in the house every day.
So you weren't there for that full time? You were back home and going forward and back for like one-off prescriptions?
Literally go over to get your eggs taken out. Up until then, you've just been dealing in emails.
Oh my God.
And you've been like doing all your own scans and stuff here privately and paying for them and then just sending across the information.
That's mental.
It's like you're almost going, I hope this place exists when you turn up because my belly is full of eggs and I'm in a lot of pain.
And they need out.
Somebody needs to take these out because these won't come out otherwise.
Aye. So they remove them, keep them over there.
Freeze them.
You come home.
Yeah.
So your babies are in the Czech Republic and you're here?
So winter's now our first time because we'd failed once before, so our first transfer would have been just over 5 years ago. Now I've donated since all the rest of mine to science. I have 8 left and I donated 8 embryos to science.
So what does that mean?
Fuck knows. They don't tell you. No, there was a loss at one time, right? I heard about this thing. Now it's a bit different, but whenever you can donate your dead body to science too.
Are you going to do that as well?
Absolutely. 100%. I don't blame God.
No one better touch me.
No, I don't mind. But I saw this thing one time with this man who donated his wife's body to science. But they don't tell you what they're going to do with it.
Right.
And they were using her to test how far a human body could be shot out of a cannon and how far it would go. What happened, and he was raging.
He definitely knew. He knew what they were doing.
I was all. She's been annoying me since the day after we got married.
Could I please request the cannon shooting experiment? Yeah.
On the footnotes, he was all. And if you have to use the cannon, you have to use the cannon.
They were bit nurse too.
Yeah. So they were shooting her repeatedly out of a cannon, her dead body, and he was like
mental because who even wants to know that?
I don't even know
what are these results.
How would he? I know. What sort of study needs to know the human body at 13 miles per hour wind will fly. Like, you
So, like, your embryos could be, like, going through cannons daily and you don't know.
No, I know. That's what it's Sean. Like, you don't know. And also, like, do you know what could the black market? We were like, I don't know if
They
could sell those embryos. I could have 8 babies out there that look exactly like my kids.
Do you know what? That much stuff happens in the world. That is definitely going to happen.
Aye.
You're probably hearing there.
Sure, you go to, like, you hear people going to Turkey and all to get, like, liposuction and they lose a liver and it gets sold.
Do
you know what I mean?
Things, they sell body parts.
They
They
come
all
home
a wee bit sore.
they come home with one glass of wine. They're all, why am I so blocked? You've no liver.
Or heart or lungs. That's weird. Why are you still alive?
I know. It's all the organs you don't sort of need. You know.
Who else needs them?
Oh, rich people love 2 livers, don't they?
Because they drink so much. So
Exactly.
Rich alcohol. So, what age are your children now? It's a boy and a girl, isn't it?
Boy and a girl. So Winter's 3, Rocky's 1.
Oh,
3 and a half
cool.
and 1.5. Yeah, they're babies.
So they are babies. So
Yeah.
how do you? What was birth like actually?
So
First of all,
when I gave birth to Winter, we were like knee deep in the pandemic. She was a pandemic baby. We were on lockdown. I had COVID when I gave birth, and when she was born, she had COVID. She was really sick as well. My labour was like 18 hours. It was so bad. And then in the hospital, they wouldn't let my husband in, and he was just like outside in the car. And what happened?
so he wasn't there for the labour or anything.
No.
Nothing, not loud near you.
Most of the labour happened in the house.
Right.
We went to the hospital after I think 12 hours of labour, and they were like, you're only 2 centimetres dilated, and I was all, I'm about to die. Like, surely this is the end gate. Surely this is about to come out any second. They were like, you're not even. And I was like, there's no way this happens to people every day. It's crazy. So then I went back to my house, and they went to me. And I have since, now I had really bad, we can get into that, but that whole experience really traumatised me.
I would say so.
I was leaving.
That is awful.
I was 2 centimetres dilated. The midwife walked me out of the hospital, and she goes, listen.
She sent you back home?
She sent me back home. She said to me, if you give birth in the house, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Just ring an ambulance after.
I know that
They
is the
didn't
end of the
want-
world, actually.
They did not want me in there because I had COVID. They didn't want to touch me with the barge pole. So whenever I was brought into labour, whenever I went back and then a couple of hours later, I was left alone in a room to labour on my own
So
until...
you were more or less like treat it like you had some
Like-
kind of leprosy or something?
They would knit me in a pool. I wasn't even in a birthing suite. I was in like a room downstairs, down a corridor with the lights off and all. Like, it was really bad treatment. I'll tell you what, whenever Winter came out, only when Winter's head came out did my waters burst all over the cheeky wee bastard midwife's face. And she was like, and I was like, ha.
Oh, you
Because
get it?
she was so awful to me the whole time.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
So
Which then meant for my son, for my second, we did a home birth. I did it at my
that's what I was
living room.
going to say. How did that set you up then going forward, knowing
Yeah.
the treatment that you had and what you went through with your first,
Yeah.
setting you up then for your second, so you had a home birth?
I just knew from that first experience, I didn't want to go back into the hospital.
No.
I'm pretty confident I could do that at home by
And you
myself.
want Sean to be there too, like, it's a big thing.
Yeah, exactly. Sean was there for the birth in the end because there was changeover in midwives, and a wee older midwife came in about half an hour before the baby came out, and she was all, where's your husband? I was all, I don't know, do you want to phone him? I wasn't letting on. No, he wasn't allowed in because we both had COVID, and everything's
If
there
she's
in the
not
notes.
reading, if she's not reading, then
That's her fucking fault. And I was like, you can phone me if you want. She rang and brought him in. And then afterwards, she came in fuming, going, you didn't tell me you had COVID. I went, I am off my bangle and gas and air. Read the notes.
She probably died of COVID then, that woman.
I mean, circle of life.
Her problem.
No, Doug, that's awful. So I did a home birth with the second one, which was, amazing.
I didn't know what you were going to say there. Painful or amazing?
Amazing. I mean, both.
No.
I mean, it's like as amazing as almost dying is, because like everyone's birth is like you're almost dying. What was your birth like?
Well, I had a planned C-section.
How do you know anybody I know who's done that has been like it was the most peaceful experience?
It really was, because you're giving it in a time, but the recovery was
Really bad.
Oh
I'm
my
sure.
God. And his dummy, I was one of these mommies. I was like, my son will not know what a dummy is, and he will be exclusively breastfed, and he'll not know what an iPad is. That child was 12 years old and he had a dummy in his mouth, he had a bottle and iPads and everything, 12 years old.
Aye.
But no, so I was very peaceful in that kind of way, but they literally lifted him out and they were like, there he is, and then he was taken into another room and they're stitching you up then for an hour, talking about what they're having for their dinner that night. So you're lying going,
And have you not held him yet?
well, just beside your face for a quick photo, but like, you forget what they look like.
What did he take him away for?
They stitch you up. Dad took him into the next room.
Oh, his daddy was with him.
He was
All
with him, but I was still raging because he got to give him his first feed. You know that kind of.
Aye.
Like I was.
That's
just
the mommy's
delighted.
job.
That's the mom's job. And so when I went into the room then, they handed me this baby with jet black spiky up hair, completely different to what I had just seen. And I thought, whenever I went up to the ward then, there was a Syrian couple next to me. And I genuinely thought that we swapped the babies. Their baby had blonde hair. I'm keeping Dana now anyway. Like, I've done such a good job with him.
It's been such a long time too. You'd get confused. And I don't know if he can speak Syrian.
He could probably learn. He's so smart. He's like me, and he's gorgeous as well. So I don't really mind. I
remember him being older than you and all of his hair.
He was the hairiest baby in Ireland.
It's amazing,
isn't it?
What a classic.
Sir embarrasses me all the time, but me and him have this relationship where we go out of our way to embarrass each other, especially in public. Yeah. Like last week, we were going swimming, and I said to him on the way in, I'm going to show you up now. And he was like, no, Mum, I'll get you back. I don't. So we were checking in anyway to go swimming. And the boy said, like an adult and a child. And I said, please, he hasn't showered in a week. So we're going to actually use the showers. And he was like, no, I didn't. I showered last night in Daddy's. And so we were all laughing. That was grand. So we were on the pool then carrying on. And he goes, I have to go out and do a pee. And I go, just pee in the pool. And he goes,
oh, for God's sake.
No, Mummy, you can't do that, right? So that's what I mean about not sending back to Sarah. He's so well-mannered. Like,
do you remember whenever if you peed in the pool growing up, they'd be like a big colourful...
That's not true.
Isn't it?
No, I pee in the pool all the time.
Well, now I think they don't use it because it could probably give you cancer. But I'm sure back then they were like, let's just out anybody who's pissing in this pool.
Well, it's not happened to me. I don't do it anymore. This was last week.
Do you mean that your last time peeing in the pool was last week? I don't do it anymore. The last time I peed was last Thursday in the pool.
But I have spinal cord injury, so I can't help it. So anyway, we were getting ready to go out, and all the male members of staff were shouting to Dan, did you get your shower, wee man? He goes, my mummy pissed in the pool as well. And I literally nearly killed. I was like, Dan, why would you do that? He was like, we were bantering, this is what we were doing. I was like, but you took it too far.
No, he's going to be that fella. He takes it too far.
So he does. Like, he will show me up now, so I'd be afraid sometimes of what comes out of his mouth.
Listen, you're teaching him to do it. You're encouraging him.
I am encouraging. Like, I am the type of mommy that is like no table manners, not like I should.
Yeah.
Should be that.
But like life's too short. Like,
I know.
Do you see this? Like, kids aren't they're not supposed to sit still. They're not supposed to be sitting still at a table. We're institutionalising them. They're not. That's not how they're supposed to live their life. They're supposed to be feral.
So I always thought, the way I am now, Diona, with Dan, and I'm such a laid back kind of mommy, because when I was married to his daddy, it had to be structured with me. Bed, I was so routine, but now that he goes up to his daddy's 2 or 3 times a week,
you want to make that most.
So it's like fun, sleep in the bed with me, do this, we'll do, you know what I mean? Like, there's not really any set rules anymore, and I love it. It's good for me and it's good for him.
Yeah, maybe I said to Sean we should split up soon.
I would fully recommend it.
I think it's a great idea. And honestly, I genuinely, because even like with Sean, like whenever the 3 boys, they would live with us half the week and their mum half the week. And I remember before we had kids and Sean had the boys half the week, and I was like, you've got it sussed. This is pretty fun. We're like, you half the week you got like family, and half the week you're like,
you've got
take it easy. No, you're gonna half the week just like do what you want. And I was like, this, and I was on Sean recently. We should just maybe soon we'll think about maybe like a 5-year plan.
Like, do you even like him?
Oh yeah, I am fond of the guy now. Because Sean was like, his youngest was 3 whenever we became 2 homes, and you know that's such a brave decision to make. I think to make that decision to go, we are going to change your life dramatically, but hopefully in the long term you will benefit from this to no end, because you will see happy parents who make better decisions, like the way you're going, like he sleeps in the bed beside me, and kids fucking love that.
Oh, he loves that.
Yeah.
So I still
sense that, like if they're living in a house, kids sense that, like at least, you know, then with Sean's boys, he was like, they get to see me happy, they get to see me showing you love and what an example of what that looks like, rather than, you know, and that's a healthy thing to do, and I think it's a gift for your child, you know what I mean?
And it does say sometimes, Mummy, I wish you and Daddy were together, because it means I wouldn't have to miss you when I'm with Daddy and miss Daddy when I'm with you, and I get that. But I say to him, you know, you're so lucky to have 2 separate homes, and me and your daddy are best friends. And he'll say things like, did you, my daddy used to kiss?
Oh God.
I felt once or twice, maybe once or twice we used to kiss. But
the good thing is to have that proper line of communication as well, because obviously with my stepsons over the years, there's been times where maybe his mum and Sean haven't spoken much, and it meant the boys could be wee shits. They could be like, oh, this is what's happening over there, and they're wee liars, and they're going to, because they're teenagers, and they're going to be like, but like, yeah, it can get complicated. And so just make sure you keep going. Do you know what? I think as long as the child knows that you speak to each other, they'll be like, I can't play these two off one another.
No, he used to be able to at the start because we were contacting through him, so he was going like, but our lives are very different now. I don't know what goes on up there, and he doesn't know and that's just
healthy.
The way it is.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is,
think
and
that's healthy.
It works for all of us. So going back anyway to me pushing in the pool,
yeah.
I'm going to get barred out of every pool in Derry now.
I'm going to make it a point to email them.
I don't like it anyway. Don't like going swimming.
Do you not? Well, it's always freezing. I go on holidays on Sunday, so we'll be in the pool all day, every day with the kids, because obviously they love it, but it will be cold because it's February.
That's what I was going to say, but where are you going?
Well, Tenerife.
What's warm?
It'll be warm, but it won't be as warm as I like it. Because I'm freezing all the time.
Aye. Like scalding.
Just old woman circulation is what I have right now.
That's what I was going to say. Are you 36?
35.
Because your Wikipedia needs updated.
Even
Wikipedia, I didn't know. It said 35/36, so even that was unsure.
I mean, I don't know how someone else does that.
I was going to go on and type in 60. That's fine.
Yeah. My brother did something one time where he went on and added his name to one of like somebody who wrote a song, like Uptown Girl, like he went on.
And anyone can go on and edit it.
I don't know if you need to have some sort of pro account or something or pay to do it or something, but I don't know. Yeah.
So someone actually paid to sit and write that you were 35 or 36.
Must have.
And they didn't even get it right.
I know, it's like you could easily find that out. But suppose where would you get that if not Wikipedia?
That's why I had to ask you though.
Aye. No, I'm 35. I'll be 36 in March.
Aye. So that makes sense. I'm 36 already. Did you get Botox?
No.
I did. I started getting it.
I'm going to. I mean, I'd love to.
But you don't need it. You've always had really good skin though.
I feel like I'm having a breakout at the minute. I've had my lips done before. I've had them done before and they looked really bad. Like I looked like I'd been done twice. The first time I had them done, now I think things have gotten better since when I got them done. Like when I got them done, they looked like I'd been punched in the face. They were just like so badly done. The second time I went and got them done, I was ordered the girl, listen, I only want some top up in the top lip, and then she put like a full mill in the top lip and nothing, and I looked really stupid. And then I just went, I have to just maybe accept my face.
And especially you being an actress as well.
I know.
You can't really mess with much.
I think as well, if you want to do stuff that's like period drama stuff as well, if you turn up looking 2025, they'll be like, it's not, you look very much 2025.
I went, and that's not what we're looking for, it's 2025 BC.
Yeah.
So I started a few weeks before Christmas, get Botox, and the girl was like, you know what way do you want the Botox? I said, shocked. I want to look constantly, like I'm paying this money. And she's like, are you sure? And I go, yes, I do want to look shocked. And she was like, if you're frozen, you know it's nothing to do with me, this is what you want, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, I literally sneezed with my eyes open. Like I was so, like, but then I couldn't message her and I was like, right, I just need to let this wear off a wee bit. But I did like it,
But you know what, like, I went and got a lymphatic drainage massage done the other day. And it was like getting fucking battered head to toe to try and like get your lymph nodes open and all sorts of stuff.
And you pay for ages for after, like, that comes out of your urine.
But she has like convinced me to buy a red light mask.
I've heard of those. Why? What's the crack with that?
I think that's how you do natural Botox. It gives you like extra collagen and all in your skin.
I honestly don't believe that anything except for Botox.
It will never be as good as Botox. Nothing is. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Would you get other stuff done?
I got my lips done, but I had to get them all
dissolved.
Really? The same because
they were mad looking.
They were rotten, and it was starting to migrate. Like it was all going up on here, all weird and stuff. So I paid about £500 to get them dissolved.
But surely they would go themselves.
No, my body wasn't. Your body normally absorbs the whatever's in it. Mine wasn't. So I was beating about for years, big lumps everywhere. So I went to a girl across the street here, and not just a random girl across the street, like she actually owns a clinic over there. And she was like, they're really badly done and your body has not absorbed them, so we have to do it this way.
Holy shit.
I know, and it was a lot of money. Whenever you were bringing it back to when you were on your way in here, when you started talking, I was all, shut up, because I want to talk to you about this on the podcast.
Right.
It's on days when you feel like you really couldn't be bothered. Like some days my alarm goes and I think I just want to sign on and I just want to give Dan up for adoption. So again, back to serious on the days that you feel like that, you actually have to go out though and do a big crowd. I can hide downstairs making things. What do you do?
That's hard. Like obviously my kids are so young as well, and I'm exhausted all the time. Like they, you know, like my son's 1.5. So
but you literally be in the gym, gigging,
yeah,
being a mommy.
Yeah, I know I do a lot, but I just like I'm all day every day and all night. You know.
But you don't have ADHD, or did I just?
Oh, I definitely have ADHD. It's not diagnosed, but 100%.
Because I could tell from back in school as well.
Everybody can tell.
I remember. It was history class, actually. Uh-huh. We sat kind of beside each other. Mr. Mallon.
Who sat behind me?
Behind you?
Maybe.
I don't know. Was it me? No, I'm sitting at the other thing.
Oh, okay.
So we'd come into class and you were just sitting, and everyone was sitting with their stuff out, and the teacher was like, Diona, where's your pen and your book? And you're all, I don't have it. I really don't want to be here. I just want to be over in drama.
Oh, shut up!
Do you remember that?
No!
You were like, no, I don't have one. So he was like, this is a pen. Like, he was being really ratty then. This is a pen. You can borrow mine for today. In the next lesson, you bring your own pen and stuff. You wanted to know more about King Yong Hyung than the man in the moon. You wanted to be in drama. You were just seemed to be always
that's what I wanted to do.
Go. You didn't want to be sitting.
So funny, Mr. Mallon called my mum and dad on before for like a meeting. They were like, she frightens me. That's what he said to her. He said to them, he goes, she makes me a wee bit intimidated. And I was like, that's crazy.
Did you not stand up and shout at him as well?
I think that's probably why.
He called you Diona.
I think he repeatedly got my name wrong, which people always do, and I do bits about it now, but I mean...
You stood up and you were like, Diona, D-I-O-N-A. Shit. Here's me in my goth era. Yeah, man. Yeah. So maybe that's why you called your mum and dad.
Yeah, she's shouting at me and she's throwing bricks in my face.
Shoot me out of cannons.
I feel like I do so much all the time and I burn myself out a lot, and sometimes I've only this past year, maybe less, 6 months, I need to say no to things.
Yeah.
Because I always would have been like, yeah, I'll do it, as in work-wise. And now I'm in a great position where I can be much more selective about the jobs that I take, the gigs that I take on, or the shows or the TV things I get offered. I don't have to take them all the time,
right.
Which means I can be a wee bit more selective. And it's purely because I love being with my kids as well. So I like hanging around with them. Like, they're really good fun. And I also don't want, I know these younger years don't last too long, but I'd be exhausted all the time. Like, my son's only 1.5, so he still doesn't, like, you know, he sleeps through, but he doesn't fucking, every child wakes, they wait, see till about 2.5, I think they just wake up all the time. Like, last night he slept through till like 6:30, but, I mean, that's the first time in about a month.
So do you ever get anxiety at night, before you go to sleep at night? Like, do you get really anxious about the next day? Do you worry about things that might not happen? Or
no,
is your anxiety kind of...
No, I have really bad anxiety, but not at night time. When I lay my head down, I can sleep in a washing line. I go straight to sleep.
I'm the opposite.
And that's why, like, so I breastfed my kids as well. So my husband never once and ever had to do a night feed.
Right.
So I done all the night feeds for both of our kids. And it sort of worked out, because when Sean opens his eyes, he's awake. Like, in the middle of the night, he'll be like, oh, fuck's sake, if he has to pee, he'll be awake. He's like sitting there fighting me. His brain going, don't even start talking to me. Whereas I can go in and sort them out and go straight back to sleep. Straight away.
That's a superpower. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I will start worrying about things.
I hate that.
Throughout the night. So you said that you have anxiety but not at night, so was that like during the, like, before events, or is it general?
It's so I had quite bad postnatal depression for about 1.5 years after I had winter.
Okay.
From that I have postnatal anxiety still.
Right.
And it's all my anxiety is about my kids. It's not about anything else. I used to get really, really nervous before auditions, before gigs, before any, like, public stuff, like, work-wise. I'd be sitting backstage about to go on being like, I really wish I had a different job. I hate this. I'm about to shit or vomit. I hate it so much. You get on, but honestly, being on stage is like medicine. I remember being, like, so sick during my pregnancy with Rocky, like, really badly sick with both of them. And I remember just sitting backstage, just like just so sick, and then they call your name and you have to just walk on stage like that, and as soon as you get on, it's like you're 100% fine the whole time.
That's how you know you're doing what you love, though.
And then you get off stage and you broke again.
See, if someone said to me, you need to go out here and speak to these 50 people and make them laugh or get kneecapped, I get kneecapped.
Yeah.
I'd kneecap myself.
I know.
What would you do, or what do you do if the crowd aren't laughing?
Oh, it happens all the time. You're dying in your hole. I mean, it happens it's a rite of passage. It happens every comedian. You're in the wrong room. Like, you die in your hole all the time. The process for writing a new show is like, you're writing, like, at the minute, like, my tour show is going to Win and Form in May.
Yeah.
And it's called Get Your Pink Pack. And I'm in the middle of working the material out for that. But I have to
write new material and trial it. So I have to go to clubs and do all the clubs and do the same material 100 times to try and get it right. But like the first time you say it, it's going to be a bit shit. Like it's not going to be right yet. You're going to, like, obviously you know how jokes are formed and how comedy works, so you know how to write comedy. But you know, it also depends. Like you could go to a club. Like for instance, this week I was doing freshers gigs. So at the University of Ulster, so in front of all of 18-year-olds. And like a lot of my stuff is like mum-centric or nostalgic stuff, and I'm literally going, remember the time I got cheese? And they're all, no. So like, you know, it's just, I'm all, what about breastfeeding and all? They're like, we were just being breastfed until last year. Like they're just kids. So it's like you have to be the right onto the right people. And actually those gigs, one of them went really well, one went alright, but you're like, it happens all the time.
Does it ever knock your confidence? Do you ever think, I don't want to do this anymore, 100%. Actually? I'm not doing it.
Never that. I never leave a gig, no matter how bad it's going, I never want to do this anymore. I'll leave going, I need to work harder, I need to put more into this, I need to do more. And like I felt like I only started comedy just before the pandemic started. I've really only been doing stand-up since I was 30. And that's really late. A lot of my colleagues and like a lot of the other comedians here have been doing stand-up since they were 17.
So how did you know that you were funny and you could
do
this?
That's
what I know, but
I just always liked to make people laugh. It was always something I liked to do. I never thought it would be a career.
But do you know when people always say, look, I always like to make people laugh? Have you ever heard people being like, I just love making people cry? I just love making people's lives hell. Actually, my ex.
Oh, really?
My ex does that very well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm joking.
I love being made to cry. Oh, I love getting a good cry. Oh, I'll seek out sad videos online to get a good cry going on and all. I'll be doing it in secret. Oh, it's like my porn. I'll be doing it in secret. My husband goes out and I'm not crying or anything, I promise. I'm just like sitting there going like, don't even look at me. I feel disgusting, but like I'll want to have a therapeutic cry.
But I think that depends what day of your cycle you're on as well.
You're right. You're so right.
Because I know I always put on sad songs and I never, I'm listening
Day 17. You better James Blunt.
I'm driving down here and it's Megan Thee Stallion and shooting and drugs and all that there, and then I come on and make cute little candles after all that. Then on that day it's Adele and I'm crying over my future husband who I haven't met yet, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so traumatized, like this, and then I'll cry and I'll love it.
I know, like it's the best.
I think of crying.
Women love a wee cry. Like my husband's dead inside and he doesn't ever cry. Like
that's a man. I think men cry in secret. I
would love to catch him crying. Oh my god, I'd be setting things up and all. I'd be like abandon our kids for and they'd be like, that make you cry. He doesn't care. Like he just doesn't cry. He's not a sad guy.
Who's funnier, you or Sean?
We're funny in different ways.
Do you ever have? Do you know the way you can have rap battles? Like in the house, do you ever have like stand up battles? And roast
battles.
Roast battles.
Yeah.
You fire blank.
Sean's amazing at roast battles. Sean's the best because he does one-liners. His style of comedy is jokes. It's like short setups and a joke. Mine is more observational, anecdotes, a funny story, something that happened. What about, whereas his is like jokes about anything. So Sean does stuff like, my wife said to me, or my girlfriend said to me, and it's not about me, it's a joke he's made up, but people always be like, because we gig together quite a lot, and when he's on stage, he might tell a joke about like his wife's hairy belly button, and people look at me it's not real. That has been scripted, but then I'll go on stage and I'm saying something about him.
He fires blanks.
Yeah. And people are like looking at him, and I'll be, well, that is real because mine's anecdotal, so mine is real.
Oh no.
No, half mine isn't. But yeah, so what I was saying is because I had really bad postnatal depression, and then that's led on, I have now consistent anxiety. Like I hate leaving my kids. Like I hate anyone minding my kids. Like last week, Sean and I, so me and my friend Marley Louise that we know that I went to school with, we do a night away in December, a girls' night away, her and I, we hotel overnight.
Marley Louise doesn't have children.
She has two.
Oh, does she?
Got two wee boys, yeah.
Right.
Who are both like a year older than I, two.
Aye.
And she would have, so we were I couldn't make it in December last minute. My son got bronchiolitis, so I couldn't go. Those bastard kids.
They just ruin life then. That's
like,
what I mean. You pay a fortune to get them here, and then you just ruin everything.
Why are your long shit?
Just call home.
Cancelled it and couldn't go. Moved it to January. Last minute, she was sick, so me and my husband went, and last minute we got them minded by his mum and dad. They went down to his mum and dad's house, and the guilt riddled us. We were in the spa in the hotel.
Does Sean feel the same too?
not as much as me, but a good bit.
Right,
like,
okay.
he wouldn't have anxiety about it, but he feels bad asking his parents to mind them or anything. So then we literally had our dinner. It was 7:30. Our kids go to bed at 7:30. So we literally rang his mum and dad from the hotel and went, keep them up. We're coming to get them.
No way, you left the hotel?
£300 room, left it, didn't stay in it.
Well, I wouldn't be that bad now.
I would be.
No, but I do get mom guilt from work.
Mm.
Like Dan over the summer would say to me, why do you work so much? You know, I have to come to work with you. And I'd be like, well, let's go here, go to the summer camp.
Yeah.
Pick your battle here. And I would always get a bit, because I'm a workaholic. Like, that's all I do when I'm not with him.
Yeah.
But, like, what do you do?
What do you do? And also, like...
Be poor on the streets, okay?
It's hard because It's hard because obviously like they want to be with you all the time, but it's also such a great example to set your kids where you're like, look what I'm doing. This is an example of somebody who's working hard. This is how you achieve things. And also I think it's brilliant for your kids. Like this is the whole premise of my new show. It's called Get Your Pink Back. And do you know that thing about flamingos?
So I was going to ask you about this because you're working on this now. It's coming in May and it's
It'll be
running
May
June.
30th in the Millennium Forum. And then it's doing all the theatres and stuff, Mandela Hall in Belfast.
So from watching your videos, it's called Get Your Pink Back because flamingos lost their...
When flamingos have kids, the mums and the dads, their pink colour drains to a pale white.
So they lost their pink?
All their pink goes.
They're so lucky because when I gave birth, I lost my fucking marbles. So
have you got them back?
Oh, they're back. That's why I'm never having any more.
I should call my show Get Your Marbles Back.
Get your marbles? No, that's mine.
Oh, that's yours?
That's mine.
That's the podcast name. Let's get our marbles back. But their colour drains and then because they're giving all the nutrients and their energy to their kids and then they're just trying to so basically as their chicks get a little bit more independent, they get their pink back. Their pink colour comes back.
That's amazing to know as well.
What a class fact. But I'd seen this content creator in America talk about it and I thought, oh my God, that is an amazing, beautiful analogy for parenthood. And then I was like, right, that's the basis of my new show because I am in a place where I'm all, who the hell am I? What do I enjoy? I don't get enjoyment out of nothing. This is awful.
We don't really have any hobbies.
No, hobbies.
No.
I like you, parent and work. And although my work looks fun, and it is the best job in the world in my opinion, it's stress. You're writing, it's a lot. So this show is I've been trying to put myself, I've been signed up for a choir and Zumba classes and I want to do a silent retreat and I was trying to get my fitness and all and doing all these things to try and have material to talk about as well, about this is what I've done over the past year to try and get my pink back.
It's nearly like
here's the funny
things.
things
You are when you're going through school.
Yeah.
Only now you've got two tiny people along with you and you're a bit older.
Exactly.
But
it's that.
I don't think we ever really fully find out who we are. Do we?
Well, I think who you are changes as well. So once you find it out, you changed again. It's no point.
By how long it takes to get there.
Do you think, what has the biggest change in your personality been since you had a child? What do you go, oh, this is something I would have done before and there's no way I would do that now?
Lying in bed.
Yeah.
I would lay in bed to 12 in the day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't lie in bed after 7 a.m.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And I loved it. But I also didn't have a life because why are you starting your day at 12 in the day? Do you know what I mean? But why? What do you feel has changed for you personality wise? I
feel like I have become an absolute schedule Nazi. I'm obsessed with sleep. Sleep schedules.
Sleep.
I sleep trained both of my kids and they're on really strict sleeping schedules and have been since they were babies. So every day, my son has his nap at the exact same time for the exact same length and they'll go to bed every night at the exact same time and they get up roughly around the exact same time in the morning. And if anyone messes with that, I'll actually cry tears. I'll be upset. So if they were going out to get minded or if the babysitter was over or something,
they have to.
I'll have detailed notes and so I'm very strict with I micromanage to within an inch of its life and it spells in
pure control.
Which I wouldn't have been before. I definitely would have been the person in the room going, right, I'm the leader, I'm going to take in charge. Right. Whereas now it's insufferable. It's too much. I hate that idea. My friend Marley Louise has never had a nap schedule for her kids. She's they just fall asleep and they're out and about in the pram. She'll be out and about with them, they'll sleep. And she has, she co-sleeps with hers and and I'd be I wish I was you.
Your nanny
You're so laid back.
Hate you.
Oh, hate. No, she doesn't. She loves me. She loves me.
But
she's great.
My sister has a 5-month-old now at the minute and she notes when she wets her nappy, when she wakes, right down to the minute, when she, you know, and I think that's a bit much personally.
I done that.
Because she asked me to watch her then for an hour or two, and she goes, oh, it's like 6:26, she will nap.
Aye.
And she does.
I'd have done that.
That's so weird, 6:26. And then I have to write down when she feeds and what she takes and all this. So you still do that?
Oh no, not now, because they're one hand. For sleep, yes, but with like feeding and nappies, no. But I'd have done that whenever like with my two ones when they were babies. I'd have had everything. I'd have had detailed notes on every bodily function, everything that went in their mouths.
There is no. That is why you are all through yourself with anxiety.
Aye.
Because that is a lot of thinking, a lot of work, a lot of worry.
Yeah, and like Sean and I, like my daughter never did an overnight in anyone's house till she was maybe 2.5. She didn't get babysat during the day ever at night. Nobody babysat her until she was 20 months old. So she was always with me and Sean. And when she was 20 months old, she went out to Sean's mum's for the afternoon, and I was in tears. So like at the start, because I think as well, a lot of my postnatal depression, anxiety, and I hate to... because I breastfed Winter, like I breastfed them both, but with Winter she never took a bottle of expressed milk, so I'd have been pumping and she wouldn't have drank it, so everything had to come direct from the source.
Right, okay.
Which meant
she was always with you.
Always with me, so we were very attached to each other, and if she wasn't with me, she just screamed blue murder, and it meant that I was always aware. I knew she was screaming blue murder somewhere. So
you never felt free to go anywhere?
No, so I was like, this is entire, and because Sean, the stupid shit, doesn't know any tits, I was like, well, you're useless. And so it was just always me. So I felt like I had to do everything for this baby myself. So I felt like I had to micromanage, schedule, be the person in charge of it all. Because if it wasn't for me, who would do it? But that's not true. Like, she'd have survived. Like, look at my best friend. 0 schedules, none of that. And her kids are perfectly brilliant and, you know, so smart and capable and all the rest of it.
We just all mama in different ways. It just has to come to us. But when you were saying that you had never left your daughter for 20 months, did you?
20 months, she was.
So me and Dannon were never apart either until me and his daddy separated. So for me and him, me and Dannon, it was absolute hell for me to go one night without him. I mean, you literally gave birth to him. He was 4 or 5 just when we separated. So, and then from going not...
You'd never done an overnight away from him until he was 4 or 5?
No. Oh my God. We were never apart. And then when I broke my back for 6 weeks, we never got to see each other for 6 weeks.
Aye, that's mad. So you were in hospital?
In the Royal.
So could he not come down?
Well, at the time, I would just separated from his daddy. So there was a whole, you're not getting to see him kind of thing.
Oh no.
And he really thought that would ruin our relationship in a good way.
Okay.
But it actually made it 10 times worse, because if Dannon could live up my ass, he would live up there.
So would my daughter.
But it is also, every day when I'm leaving him to school, he'll say, are you coming back? And I'd be like, Dannon, of course I am. And he'd be like, but you left me to school one day, Mommy, and you never came back for 6 weeks.
Oh.
And I'd be like, oh, it absolutely kills me. But so that's why I make sure that our time together is
the best,
crack. It's just the best. And we do everything together. Like, sometimes I forget he's my son. Like, and I say things to him, and my sisters be like, well, it's a bit inappropriate. He's an 8-year-old. And I'd be like, hey, friend. Like, we're going to Dubai now in April together. We holiday. Like, we travel loads together. We go to concerts, and he's just like, we want to be
This is the future I want. Like, Winter's only 3, but like, she's mad into like theatre and shows, and
that's amazing.
She loves it. And I'm like, and she's definitely a performer. You can tell. Like, my mum and dad, like, oh yeah, that is what you were doing at that age. Like, she cannot wait. Like, she sings in the microphone, she goes to plays, like, if you take her to the cinema, she's done once her snacks are finished. But if you take her to the theatre, she's like...
It's kind of like you in history. Your history class.
Yeah, well, I've finished my snacks, Mr. Mallon. I will be gone to drama now.
What is this thing?
Yeah, I've ate the pens.
You ain't getting it back.
I can't wait till she's that age where me and her can just, like, go and, like... Yeah, go out and hang out together. And we do now, but she's still wee, like, she'll be 3.5.
It's so lovely having... Like, not mature conversations, because he still only has 8.
Yeah.
But having more meaningful conversations, because he has 8. And talking about being busy, you have the Millennium Forum tonight. I'm
supporting Deirdre O'Kane.
Aye, that's
the comedian,
her.
So I'm doing her sport tonight in the Millennium Forum. It's a sold out audience, so I'll be there like, please come to my show and me, because it is not sold out. Yeah.
Plug it.
We'll get an exit flyer on the way out.
And then... Tonight I have to go to the waterfront because Dannon has...
The waterfront in Belfast?
No, the hotel here.
Oh, sorry, yes.
No. I think, imagine I'd have to go down there at that time of night.
I know.
Even going to the waterfront hotel, in Derry this
Oh,
time.
the water
now,
font.
and,
What a font. What's happening there?
he has a football presentation and he's
Oh,
top
very
goal
cute.
scorer, so
Ah.
that's what I mean about like not sending him back to Syria. He's doing so good here.
Yeah, he's doing so well. We'll keep him.
We'll keep him, he's doing alright.
Yeah.
So tell us about when does your tour start? What's the first date? You're going to Liverpool and all, because I was on checking out and I thought,
Yeah.
take her out.
We're doing Dublin, Liverpool, London, Edinburgh, Glasgow, and then about 12 dates all around. So we're doing like everywhere: Belfast, Derry, Cookstown, Lisburn, Omagh, like everywhere.
Aye.
DionaDoherty.co.uk is where the tickets are available for all the shows, and then I'm doing the whole Edinburgh Fringe in August as well, so I'll be there for the month of August without my kids.
That's what I was going to say. Are they going to be there hanging off
No,
you?
it's not going to work. Sean was going to come and do a show as well, and then we were going to like, but then we were just like, how is that going to work? Like, what is the other person doing with the kids the whole time in Edinburgh?
know.
And also the Fringe is like boogaloo. It's like, I know hundreds of thousands of people.
Mental.
It's like so crazy. So I also think this is like my big year at the Fringe. It's like my debut year, it's
Yeah.
called. So I think I'm just going to have to go on my own. Which
Aye.
is so shit. But it's like one of those things that I'm throwing everything at this show to be the best stand-up show I can make, because I want that month in Edinburgh to be worth it.
This is your big...
I needed to be
moment.
like, I left my kids
Yeah.
for a month, and
A month.
it was worth it.
Aye.
Oh, it's a long time. No, I'm going to come back twice for 24 hours. That's
Aye.
it.
Well, do you know what, Diona? You're doing amazing. Thank you
So
so
are you.
much for coming on. Like, when I messaged you, I was like, she's going to tell me to absolutely beat it. And you didn't.
I know.
You agreed, and you didn't even know what this place was like. You could have been coming into a big rotten warehouse.
And I did, and then walked through to
You
this
did,
pleasure.
you did.
I'm joking.
You did.
Thank you so much for having me. Listen, all the best of the podcast. I hope it goes really, really
You've
well.
always been so supportive, that's what I mean. And you were like, of course I'll come on. I'll
Yeah.
come on your podcast, I'll support you. So
I'll
I'm
come
going to
back on
support you,
again.
and I'm going to come and see you in the Millennium Forum as well. And I can't
Oh,
wait
happy days.
to laugh again about us having no tits and breastfeeding. Well, you have
There
no tits
will
and
be
breastfeeding.
breastfeeding material. I'm actually going to do it tonight, and hopefully. But yeah, it's been great. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. I'm all there. Buzzing. And
All the best.
cool. Thank you.